Joining us, who's with me? Elizabeth McDonald, Mike Murphy, Ashley Webster, let's not forget, and Scott Martin. Okay, right out of the box. The Federal Reserve looking down the road, and they see much stronger economic growth, well above 3% next year. Is that what this market rally is all about, Mike Murphy? Because it's up 112 now.
It is. It's about people feeling good about the overall economy, people feeling good about the direction that regulation is going and the administration is going. And then you're getting solid earnings out of a lot of companies across several different sectors. So when people say the market can't go up anymore, it's one of the biggest mistakes. The market can go up, and I believe it will go up further from here.
And I might add that the Federal Reserve is making these forecasts of much better growth next year without taking into consideration any possible tax cut.
Right.
So, I mean, you can factor in the tax cut and maybe...
But that would also infer rate increases, maybe one next month, and then more to come.
Both making a great point, but rate increases, I believe, are a good thing because we have to get back to a normalized level. We shouldn't be at this level that we're currently at.
Scott Martin, I hear you there. You're not bothered if we get a few rate increases? That doesn't worry a stock investor?
I'm loving it, and Mike Murphy's absolutely right, Stuart. I mean, this is an environment where, gosh, you guys, we should have had interest rates starting to normalize, in my opinion, about a year or two ago. And that's one reason I think Janet Yellen is unfortunately going bye-bye, because we have Jay Powell coming in there now, who's probably going to normalize the interest rate curve, as he should, because of the fact that Mike highlighted, which is better economic growth, better business and consumer optimism, and, oh, by the way, record highs in the stock market.
Okay. By the way, we're now up 114 points for the Dow Industrials. 23.5 is where we are. The Justice Department has sued to block AT&T from taking over Time Warner. Scott, let me get back to you real fast now. Do you think that this changes the whole outlook for mega mergers in the future?
In media? Absolutely, Stuart. And, this is a head-scratcher. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what the DOJ is looking at here. If this was cable circa maybe around my birth, which I'm not going to give away, by the way, or let's say 15 years ago, I could see this needing to be blocked. But today, goodness, with the cord-cutting that's going on, with the proliferation of services online, it really seems odd that the DOJ is taking such a deep stance against this. So to me, yes, this risks other media mergers, but also it's completely off base when it comes to what the DOJ is saying.
I think Scott is right. What about Comcast and NBC Universal? Under that reasoning, that would never have gone through either.
Well, it's sort of like it's like the government going after IBM, and then Microsoft blew that up, and then the government going after Netscape, and Microsoft blew up Netscape, and then Netflix blowing up Blockbuster. I mean, the market kind of corrects
my interest in this was I hoped the merger would go through, that CNN would be hived off from Time Warner, and we could finally find out how much CNN is worth.
Well, what do you think?
I'm just being nasty.
I just want to know.
I think one thing... Stuart, Scott mentions it's a head-scratcher. You talk about this combined company would be going up against Netflix, going up against Apple, going up against Amazon. I mean, it's some good competition there. I don't really think that they would be cornering the market.
Very strong competition.
Yes.
Case geschlossen on that one, right. Little German coming out here and there. Ordnung ist das halbe Leben. Don't forget. Walmart. They're in my ear on that one. Walmart going head-to-head with Amazon in ways you might not even think about. Consider this, first off. Jet.com, okay? They're owned by Walmart. They're reportedly offering extraordinary perks to get qualified staff, like 3 weeks of paid time off right at the start of the year, weekly in-office happy hours, and all new parents get 4 months of paid leave. Ooh. That's a pretty strong competition. That means talent is short and hard to come by.
Yes.
So offer them the world to get them on board. Am I right?
Am I doing the math right? 6 kids, that would be 2 full years of paid leave?
Yes.
I think Walmart is doing a great job going up against Amazon.
So go ahead. I still like the retirees in their RVs, following Amazon around the country during the holidays to get jobs. I think that's a fun story.
And it's great that people are working, but I think, Amazon is taking over so much of what we do. And Walmart, through their purchase of Jet.com, which was a startup, a company that was just started 3 years ago, they're finally taking the fight to Amazon. So now it's a 2-horse race race there, so that helps all of us.
That is, it's a two-horse race.
Yeah.
It's Walmart, it's Amazon.
Right.
Case geschlossen.
Yes.
All right, all right. Oh, hold on. I've got more on Walmart. Listen to this. They're reportedly inventing, if that's the right word, engineering, I guess is a better word, a cantaloupe that stays sweet year-round, tomatoes that can ship long distances without rotting, and yellow-skinned watermelon. Can't wait.
And fruit punch-flavoured pickles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would be my personal nightmare.
Are you
I hate
kidding?
pickles. No, I'm not kidding.
I thought you were joking.
No,
No, it's true.
Fruit punch. I just have Tourette's. I shout things out.
So is this going to, Scott Martin, is this going to work? Is Walmart the principal adversary of Amazon? It is a two-horse race. What do you say?
It is, and I think one thing we've learned, Stuart, this year is that the world is big enough for both of them. The problem is the world is just big enough for the two of them and nobody else, as we've seen with the other retailers' demise. As far as what you talked about, what Walmart's coming up with, that stuff sounds really weird and gross. So maybe that's more of the publicity stunt to get people talking about the ingenuity that Walmart has versus actually buying that fruit punch pickle or whatever Ashley was talking about.
Hold on a second. Lizzie is of two minds. Wait a second. What are you disagreeing with?
It's not a two-horse race. It's a one-horse open sleigh run by Amazon. And this is thanks to Justin putting that in my ear, the producer. This is about price cutting. It's about the war of the algorithms. Amazon has a more powerful robot that basically undercuts, it scrapes prices off the competition and then immediately undercuts it and puts up a firewall to block companies like Walmart from finding out what their pricing is.
Yeah,
it's a war of the robots.
But you'd still buy Amazon, wouldn't you?
Yes, Amazon.
You'd
It's
still buy it.
Amazon.
And so would you.
I would, but remember, I think both of these companies are trying to figure out how to attack the grocery market because even Amazon only controls 4% of the nationwide grocery market. So if either one of them, Walmart or Amazon, can figure out how to get groceries to you, that's a major advantage for both, and it gives a lot of if they can get 20% of that market, you're talking about $500 million roughly in market cap. So there's a lot of money there. So Walmart's trying to figure out how to get in there and play with Amazon. I'm fine with this. I actually like it, and I would be a buyer of Walmart right now over Amazon.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Walmart at 97 over Amazon at 1100.
Yes, sir.
Spot guy. Check the big board. Look at this. Not quite the high of the day, but almost. We're up 121 points, 23,552. Individual stocks, let's have a look. Campbell's Soup, hurt by weak demand for V8 vegetable juices. It's taken it down 5%. Better profit at Hormel, better sales too. As you know, they make peanut butter, Skippy, and they make Spam.
Yes.
You had that when you were a kid.
Yes, with ketchup.
Absolutely.
So did you.
At school.
America fed Britain with Spam.
They did.
Yeah,
when I was a little boy, we had rationing, and I was eating a lot of Spam. What do you say, Scott Martin? What do you got?
Sorry about that. I was going to say I had Spam this morning, but nobody would believe it. But I'll tell you what's interesting about this whole Walmart debate that Mike brought up is the one thing Walmart does have, guys, that Amazon is still trying to figure out with the Whole Foods merger is locations. They're doing that trick, by the way, that Walmart's doing. We talked about this last week, raising prices online to try to get people into the stores. If they get people into the stores to pick up that stuff and shop, that's going to work.
That's why they bought Whole Foods.
They did indeed. Now, quickly now, Signet Jewelers, weak profit forecast. Oh, that's a problem. Down it goes 23%. Yes. Weak profit and sales at the shoe retailer, DSW. They also lowered their outlook. They're down 13%. Home Depot is a Dow component. It's one of the Dow 30. All-time high yesterday. It hit $170 as of this morning. I think that is another all-time high. You know, it's that time. It's 9:40 Eastern time. The man in the box behind my shoulder, Scott Martin, have to say goodbye. Man sitting next to me, Mike Murphy, got to say goodbye to one and all. Great performance on a Tuesday morning. Check that big board.